Alright guys, so on the FRD-6 harness, when you guys open it up, it might look a little overwhelming for a plug-and-play kit, but there are a lot of wires that are universal and you may or may not use in your vehicle. So this is the harness. This is the OBD2 harness. This is our page 1 of the install guide, and then on the back side it gives you the list of all the vehicles this will work on, as well as the programming connection wire, parking light wires, and door lock wires. So we get a lot of feedback on this harness, specifically because when people open it, there's a lot of loose wires hanging around here. There's a bundle of wires on the harness. So we're just going to go over and recap this real quick. So the OBD2 connector is obviously a T-harness with a white 5-pin connector that plugs into the module. We have module connector, module connector, module connector, cell phone or parking light wire connector. This other black one does not get used. And then as you follow this down, these are going to go underneath the steering column. This is obviously our main ignition T-harness. And then we have 4 other connectors here. So these do the same thing, but your vehicle's only going to have one set. So I think there's a 6-pin and a 4-pin here. Only one's going to fit your vehicle, the other one zip tie so it doesn't rattle underneath. So that's it. There's 2 there. You're going to use one set. So let me plug this module in and show you what it's going to look like completed. Alright, so module's plugged in. As you can see on the back side, we have our OBD2, we have the main harness, and then on the front side we have the big 20-pin connector here, and then the 4-pin black connector, which is power. So that's all that plugs into the module. Now you have 2 other connectors here. You have a little 4-pin black. You're not going to use this, so tuck it away, tape it up, whatever. The blue one, if you guys are not using our phone module, then our parking light connector plugs into it. So this supplies power to our parking light relay, and then you'll take the brown and white and hook it to the brown and white off of the main harness here. All plug and play up until this point. You do have, depending on your vehicle, you will have 1 or 2 wires to connect in your vehicle. Just depends on how many lights are needed to be connected to, and it is all explained on the back side here. So you'll have parking light wires and location, and as you see, these all have 1 wire, and you'll come down here, these will have a couple wires. So if you have 2 wires listed, you'll need to connect both if you want parking lights to turn on. Alright, next we have the lock and unlock wires. We are on a 16 escape, and if you look, we do have the lock wires listed, but you will only need these if you're using our long-range remote kit and or phone module that are going to do locks. If you're just going to use our no honk or X3L, which is lock 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 off of the factory key, you will not need to hook these up. So alright, the last thing I'm going to show you guys is I just robbed a cell phone module out of Zach's car for demonstration purposes. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in to the remote start harness. As you can see, parking light relay is connected to the black port on the breakout cable. The phone module is connected to the blue port, and then we have the black tab connected to the blue port here. Alright, so this is complete FRD-6 remote start kit with phone module, with parking light relay, and as another option, you guys can hook up a long-range remote kit to this as well, but we're not going to get into that right now. So the brown and white goes to the brown and white on the parking light relay, and from that point you're going to have 4 loose wires. The yellow wire, if you guys look closely, the brown and white and the yellow that are together come from the module side. The 3 loose ones come from the vehicle side. You're only going to use one of these. I can't tell you which one it is because it's different for each vehicle, but on the back side here, these are the programming wires. So if you look on that first column, it says connect the yellow program wire to, there's a whole list. So our yellow program wire is the one that comes from the module. If your vehicle lists the purple yellow, then you'll hook it to purple yellow and then isolate the other 2 or cut them off down here and tape them up. The only wires that you guys have to connect in the car are the white parking light wires from the relay, and those are optional. So if you guys have questions, please let us know. I know it looks a little overwhelming, but aside from the parking light wire connection, everything is plug and play in the vehicle. You do not have to cut anything or splice anything if you do not want parking lights. We're getting ready to throw this in a 16 Escape, so stay tuned for that video, and this should be a pretty quick install.